So this is the Beaver Dam. It was hidden in the cattails here. Doesn't surprise me. Nobody knew it was here because the cattails are so damn thick. So this is always kind of the fun part. Oh, there goes all the water and the fish and everything. I love doing this part. That's going to drop the water a lot now. I'll come back here on Monday. I'm sure they'll rebuild it if they're still around here. To let the farmer know to sit out here with the 22 to pick them off. Or whatever his desired caliber is. I know a lot of guys use a 22. Oh yeah, it's dropping the water a lot. Ice is all sinking down. Going to this bucket. Nice big load of black slop. So you don't always build them all out of sticks and stuff. You don't have enough poplar trees around, and they'll just start building out of mud and cattails, and usually they eat the willow sticks. That's what they feed on. A little bit of poplar, I think, too. If you don't have a lot of them, then, or much around, then they'll just use whatever they've got. They'll use a lot of mud too, a lot of earth. Resourceful little buggers. Just kind of slope here. Try and leave myself a bit of a trail so I can get out to either my truck or just get out further down the ditch so I can get out of here after. So when I want to take a reading to see how deep I am, I've got to have the stick plumb. So when that little middle one here, I'm gonna tilt you up here so you can learn about lasers and receivers and that. That's the wrong function here, sorry. I'm using a ram mount, but I don't really like the grip on it. Okay, so now that shows that the stick is plumb, straight up and down. Now I gotta go down. Got one flashing, so I'm getting close. So I'm out of plums. That one means push it forward. Go down, down, come on. Next arrow, close. Plumb it a bit. So, oh, yeah, there. See, now that means I'm on grade. So I've got a little bit of loon shit to cut out of there. Cut this out. I like this bucket as much as the Welco Beals one I usually use. It's nice and big. You gotta move a lot of material, but I don't find it all that great for grading. Welco Beals kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm just used to that one more. Oh, I hate the auxiliary hydraulics in this thing. It's just either on, it's one button for one way and another button for the other way. It's don't have much, I don't even know what the word is for it. You can't vary it as much. It's not variable enough, I guess. Yeah, look at that water go. There's quite a bit of water in that friggin' beaver pond. I'll let the surveyor know in a little bit here. they should widen that ditch further down. It's only the width of the bucket, or about, should be at least double that, if not triple. Go the width of the machine, and then it'll actually drain until the beaver comes. Oh, that nice slop. Throw it on the pile. Compost for a year or two, and then you'll have nice black dirt. Big sheets of ice. These are nothing. Let's see what the rivers are like here when they break up in the spring. Stuff ice can be 3-4 feet thick for a good winter. Grab some of this gunk. Just gonna try to maintain a slope. I mean, there's nothing very well defined out here. Nobody's really ever gonna look at it. Just a couple of farmers trying to farm swampland. They're just like springs, they have this rebound, so I just scrape them up like that, pick them up, throw them on the pile, and I grub them out like that because as I'm going along, when they spring back up, then they'll be blocking my laser signal. So grub them out, throw them on the pile. Usually works pretty good. Sometimes it takes a couple times to get them right in the bucket, but it seems to work. Even if I gotta take a big hunk of earth with it, who cares? The sun's finally coming out today. Of course, it's at the end of the day. Wondering what that thing looked like. I haven't seen it for a couple days at least. Black slime. So yeah, there's not much to dig out of there. Just chuck it. Pull the slope, make sure all the willow sticks are buried pretty much, or out of the way, out of the line of sight. Close to the track there. Didn't hurt nothing. Get that shit into the bucket. This thing's hydraulics are about as fast as the Hitachi with power mode on. Maybe faster. I'd say faster. The swing is fast on this thing. Holy shit. The old Hitachi is kind of slow like that because it's only a one pump hydraulic system, whereas this is at least a double pump. You go in that cabinet there and it's a lot more pump than there is on the old 160 there I'm usually running. We've got a whole bunch of work right now, so rented another machine just to keep up. As you can see, it's been starting to freeze here. We've had a few days where it was below zero, so it's kind time of year to be doing ditching. The tracks are just packed, and then I was out of the water for a while, so then it froze, and the roller's still moving and everything. I was chipping away at it a bit this morning with my pry bar. Kind of got a big aligning pry bar that I use for helping to clean the tracks if they start to freeze. I'll never get them 100% clean, but I got to make sure that the rollers can move. But when we're done this, we'll take it, we're friends with some people that have a heated shop, a big heated shop. Look at that, floating cattails in the ice. Get all that crap. And anyway, they got a heated floor, so you park it right on the floor and you let it sit overnight, if not for a couple nights. And then you let it thaw. And then in the morning you can get a wheelbarrow or whatever and a track shovel and shovel it all into the wheelbarrow. With the kind of work that we do and how late in the year that we sometimes end up doing this sort of work, it becomes a frequent thing. It's a bit frustrating, but unfortunately our clientele is a bit slow on the uptake when it comes to getting shit done. They don't plan anything in the winter. Otherwise, if they were at all smart, they would have us do brushing during the winter for any ditches that need it. You know, brush cutting, and then at the same time plan out what they want to do that following year, sort of thing, or somewhere along that timeline. But no, they wait till springtime, they wait till it's too late. It's a Manitoba way of doing things, I guess. So then we're out here till almost Christmas time doing ditching with frozen tracks and everything. That's good. Just below the water level, I bet. So I'll get a plumb, put the boom down, 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 down. Oh, it's well below the water line now. Okay. Feel a little bit of resistance, so clean a little bit more, but no, there isn't much. A little bit of black slime and a few rocks. Some places here it's gravel if it's not hard pan. Hard pan usually has quite a bit of rocks in it. Glacial till, as it's usually known. Those willows won't be. Just want to flatten the cattails out all the time and then try and smush the fluff, the seed heads into the water, and then they don't start blowing around too much. We'll end up with a plugged up radiator or air filter or whatever. Simple as that. And go and reach out. The black slime and the ice, cattails. Throw them in a pile. We had a bunch of flooding here, kind of May, June timeline, heavy rains. And then they had the same last fall, so everything's been pretty wet here for a while. I think the last few months it's been drying out quite a bit, but the swamps are still full, and the farmers were complaining about being flooded out, but and all that. But the thing is, this is swampland. The land is very flat here, and the land is very flat here, and it doesn't drain very well, and it's low. Most of them just have cattle that graze the land, so it's not like it's prime cropland or anything like that. The topsoil is generally pretty thin and not very nutritious, I guess. But or it doesn't have a lot of value to it. So most just graze cattle. There's a few pig farms around. There's one just down the way from here. Stinky ass things. Do the liquid manure thing, so it really stinks in the fall and sometimes in the spring when they're applying. They did a bunch of that here recently in the field where my truck is, and every morning I get out of the truck, it's like, oh fuck. Oops. I kind of always bring the bucket close up to the truck because I'm just trying to push the mud and crap into the bucket a little bit more. So it's not flopping out. Never damaged anything. You can do it a little bit. Just don't try and rip your track pad off or nothing, like some people I've seen do, or bend them. It'd be nice to have a little dozer blade on these machines though.